that his game is in much better shape than it was not too long ago.
Here's the starting group for Houston. Smith and Şengün make up the 4 and the 5. Tari Easton is out there with Thompson. And it's Durant in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Warriors, Podziemski out there with the Anthony Melton. Then there's Draymond Green. Then there's Moody. And it's Santos in at the power forward. I think we can officially say at GA the playoffs are looming in the not-too-distant future.
Yeah, and for most teams out there, there's still plenty of work to do. It's not just about qualifying for the postseason. It's about getting a good seed as well. Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
That is a quality look. You can't do it much better than that.
Here's Podziemski. Pass to Melton. Three-pointer. Rebound by Smith. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Rockets. We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Head coach Steve Kerr and I got a chance to talk for a bit. The first thing on his mind was not letting Kevin Durant beat them. He said, quote, even if it means playing off other guys, we cannot let KD get comfortable. We have to be right up in his jersey the entire game. We're going to see some aggressive D on Durant tonight by the sound of this. Back to you, Kevin.
Great work as always, Allie. Thank you. Green with a screen on Smith. A shot by Podziemski, no good. Melton with the steal. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Alperen Şengün.
Clearly a foul.
The Warriors shooting their first free throw. First trip to the line in this one.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for. Around 80% on the season.
The first free throw is good. Tim, some forget, prior to the success of Stephen Curry, the Warriors were not considered a top-tier franchise.
Well, before he arrived in 2009, this was one of the lowest all-time winning percentages, but they have built a dynasty, and they are now considered one of the most valuable franchises in all of sports.
So he gets them both. And you look at these Rockets, Greg, pretty fearsome on the defensive end.
I mean, great length and athleticism on the wings, and a defensive-minded coach in Ime Udoka. They'll make you work for it, no doubt about it.
He's an absolute beast to deal with for the defense. Sometimes he can even leave you feeling helpless.
Pass to Melton. Shoots the 3. It's good from long range. Melton's got 5 points so far.
When he's hitting that shot, this offense becomes scary, even more difficult to defend.
Well, he just looks so confident right there, and sometimes that's all it takes.
Durant for 3. Trains it from beyond the arc. Durant's got his second basket of the game.
This is Durant's competitive fire coming out to play. He couldn't let that last 3 go unanswered.
Now, here's Melton. He has 5. And Green now, top of the key. Clock at 4. Jacks up a 3. It's rebounded by Houston. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
And that was a game to forget. You'd like to find some teachable moments, but I think they'd like to just turn the page and move forward.
Well, and the bottom line is they just had too many unfavorable matchups. They could never find a lineup that worked.
Golden State moving it around. Green with a screen for Melton. Oh, good on the triple.
Yeah, this quarter has just been a struggle for him offensively.
Here's Durant. Good, and the assist goes to Şengün. 7 points for KD.
And the defense has to be aware of KD at all times, especially when he's hovering around that mid-range.
Podziemski on the wing. He's covered by Thompson.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
He seems like he's moving okay, but clearly something isn't right.
Now here is Smith. 17 points for him last game against San Antonio. Eason gets a wide open look. Hits it from three-point range.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Warriors trail by 9. And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
And guys, you just can't afford to give away points from the foul line. Not in the NBA. Teams are just too talented.
Well, that's why they're called free throws. And it seemed like with each miss, their confidence took a hit. It's just too hard to overcome that.
And now let's take a moment to check out the stats for Green. How his last 10 games have gone. He's putting up 9 points a game, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. And he's done his share of the work for the team, definitely making an impact.
Well, with some guys, we always talk about potential. What I like about him, he comes to work every night and actually produces.
And so here is Golden State. They trail by 9 points. Moody the pass to Melton. Here's Santos. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Here's Houston now. They're on a 14-5 run. Eason finds Smith. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Here's Pajemski. Nothing on the board. Green with a screen for Melton. Buries it from three-point range.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Rockets leading by 6. Pass to Eason. Back to Thompson. Outside Durant. Lets the 3 fly. Connects from three-point range. KD's got a couple of threes now in the first for Houston. Now Melton. His last outing, we saw him pour in 22.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Yeah, not only does he create the space he needs, but then he attacks downhill.
Durant for 3. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Warriors trail by 10, and no questioning the greatness of Kevin Durant. But, Greg, trying to get back into championship contention.
Yeah, and since his 2 titles with the Warriors, disappointment with the Nets and Suns, can he get a shot at another ring?
And again, the Rockets good for 2.
Well, just keep feeding him. He has been lights out.
Warriors shooting a lowly 30% to start this game out. Now, here's Melton. 8 points for him.
Well, unfortunately, his poor shooting is not helping their case here.
Back to Şengün. Pass to Durant. Over Moody. And there's KD. That's good on the assist by Şengün. Şengün's got 4 assists now tonight. And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy.
A moment here to check out Kevin Durant. He's been fantastic over the last 10 games or so. And how about his top 10 ranking and free throw percentage? A knockdown shooter, ultra reliable from the line.
And you noted it. His points per game average is unreal right now. He's literally propping up the team's offense, scoring whenever they need him to. Now, here's Melton. He's provided them with some scoring punch and is averaging 13 points a game. Rockets leading by 14. Here's Smith. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Personal foul.
The Rockets shooting their first free throw of the game. Shepard's checked in for Houston.
Jabari Smith Jr. at the line for 1.
Free throw good, Smith. And Greg, these poised veterans really seem to have triggered a shift for the Rockets.
At the same time, it's going to be Houston's young talent that determines their future, and they've already shown they can make a major impact.
Now, here's Moody. No scoring in this one. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Podziemski. And just miss after miss right now.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Now here is Smith. He's tightly guarded. Buries it down low. Smith's got 7 points.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Here's Podziemski. From outside, off the mark.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Smith, no good. Warriors trail by 19. Down low. Here's Green, and Green slams it in.
How about the execution inside by Green? He's excellent at knowing when to attack down low.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thanks. Amin Thompson, one of the most spectacular athletes in basketball. Coach Ime Udoka said he's so fast and explosive that he has the versatility to attack any matchup. Put a big body on him, he still has his advantages. We can put him anywhere in actions, and he can get downhill. Back to you, Kevin.
What an athlete. Okay, Allie, we thank you for the report. So for the Rockets, Clint Capella, he's checked in for Şengün. Green comes in for Smith. And Okogie subbed in for Kevin Durant. The Warriors shooting a pretty distressing 27% here in the early minutes. Golden State moving the ball around. Here's Santos. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Utah Jazz. Count it, good.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, and that's the effectiveness of the two-man game right there.
And so here is Houston. The Warriors making the shot. Capella trying to free himself up. And Thompson gets it to go. And the Rockets lead by 17.
We see this night in and night out. Thompson uses his size and elevation to make tough shots in the paint.
Now here's Porzingis. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. And you look at the addition of Jimmy Butler. G.A., why has he been such a fit for the Warriors?
He really is an unselfish, high IQ superstar, and that's what the Warriors are all about. And his isolation, interior scoring has given them another look offensively.
That free throw good from Porzingis. And GA, we know Coach Steve Kerr has been up front. In order to win, the Warriors need to take and make a lot of threes.
Well, it's the superpower of their best player, and the arrival of Jimmy Butler has provided some balance, but threes are still their best bet.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
And that's about what we expect. He's been excellent from the line tonight.
Pass to Capella. Here's Shepherd. And the turnover again by Houston. Chance now to take a look at some of the steal numbers over the scope of the last few months for Alperen Şengün.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
Here's Spencer. Still yet to score. To the right side. Porzingis against Capella. Porzingis inside. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And nice use of size by Porzingis inside. Able to practically play on top of the D.
Shepherd, the pass to Green. Finney Smith kicks to Green. Pass to Okogie. No one near Shepard as he lets it go. No good on the three. Podziemski with it. 14 points from him the last game against Utah. Screen by Porzingis. Three-pointer. Green with the rebound. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Rockets. 13-point lead. Capella. Porzingis with the block.
And there was a time when Porzingis was good for several rejections at the rim like that per game. Most would-be scorers have learned that about him.
Şengün's checked in for Capella. Finney Smith passes to Shepard. Şengün with the screen for Shepard. Pass to Şengün. Count that bucket.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Well, it's just an outstanding effort thus far. They've done a great job at both ends.
Here's Spencer. Hasn't made one yet. Driving inside. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Okay, I see ya. That's your point guard getting up.
And the basket by Okogie.
And really setting the tone early with their three-point shooting.
Warriors trail by 16. Outside Williams. Pass to Spencer. Out left to the wing. Now here's Porzingis. Shot clock at 6. Over Green. Porzingis can't hit. Rockets leading by 16. Now Shepard. Here's Okogie. At the elbow at Şengün. Shoots it. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. Rockets lead by 13. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from San Francisco. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Rockets.
Well, they haven't wasted any time getting into a groove from deep, putting up and hitting a healthy amount of three-pointers thus far.
And what a great job they have done sharing the ball. This is what team basketball looks like, and I love to see it.
This is how the floor looks for the Rockets starting the second. Dorian Finney-Smith is out there with Green. Then there's Shepard. Then it's Alperen Şengün. And it's Okogie in at the shooting guard position.
And bringing the aggression and the energy, two things you like to see from Porzingis.
Pass to Okogie. Screen by Şengün. Takes it inside. Rips it home after the terrific move.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, it's the power of the two-man game. After all these years, it's still the most difficult set to defend.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
Warriors, Kristaps Porzingis.
One shot.
One shot.
That free throw good from Porzingis. Tim is one of the most accurate three-point shooters this league has ever seen. Give us your top shooters in the game today.
Yeah, it's funny because you always say, well, obviously Steph, so it's almost like any conversation puts him in a different category. I obviously agree with that. I look at a guy like Damian Lillard with that unlimited range and his ability to pull up from anywhere. Even a guy like Trae Young, I would put into that category because of the range, Kevin. It just extends defenses so far.
What a list. Here's Porzingis after the Rockets pick up 3. Chalk up 2 there.
And Porzingis will make you pay if you collapse off of him. That's just inviting trouble.
2 minutes now played in the second quarter. And here is Şengün. He's coming off a 16-point game against San Antonio.
And don't forget about his work on the boards. He was doing the dirty work as well.
And give Şengün credit for getting a shot off in time there. Nice work.
Warriors trail by 11. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Goes up from the top of the key. Porzingis can't hit.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And Şengün throws it down.
Even without the explosive athleticism, Şengün still able to play above the rim.
And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. He's ready to talk things through with them.
And
the Warriors making a change here. Now that we have a moment, let's see who have been the top assist teams in the league this season. In third, the Warriors.
And you know, when your team has a lot of assists, it's testimony to the unselfishness, the patience, the ball movement, the player movement. They have shown all of that.
Over in the quarter, Porzingis. Pass to Melton. Takes the 3. Bangs home the trifecta. Melton's got 11 points.
If any defense gives you that much cushion, you have to take that shot.
Okogie, the pass to Shepard. From deep. Hands it from downtown.
Extending out that range. Reed Shepard, this youngster can shoot it.
Warriors trail by 13. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
And so the timeout taken here by Ime Udoka. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. Kevin Durant, he's checked in for Houston. Thompson comes in for Josh Okogie. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Now Kevin Durant. 23 points for him the last game against the Spurs in San Antonio.
And let's not discount what he did from the line. He stopped the clock and gave his team a chance to set up their half-court defense.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
And now that we are witnessing the tail end of Kevin Durant's illustrious career, Tim, talk about his legacy.
Well, Kevin, without question, this is one of the all-time greats, arguably the most effortless scorer the game has ever seen. Quite simply, he is one of one.
That one's in there. Pocket lead is cut down now to just 12 on the basket from Kristaps Porzingis. Outside Durant. Şengün with the screen for Durant. Pass to Şengün, and Şengün throws it down.
Great timing and a really good read there from Şengün. Spaces the floor and is rewarded.
Now, here's Melton. Here's Porzingis. Finney Smith defending. Porzingis is doubled. 5 on the clock. Here's Podziemski. They get the rebound. That's good. The Houston lead is cut down to 12 on the bucket from Kristaps Porzingis.
And he is doing everything he can to keep his team in it, trying to lift his teammates up.
Now here's Durant. He's got 20. Pass to Finney Smith. Here's Shepherd. For 3. The shot by KD. No good. The Warriors have gone 8 of 11 from the field in the second quarter. Really flowing here. Now, here's Melton. 11 points in the game. Podziemski with it. Working on Thompson. Golden State needs to get off a shot. The lead now in single digits. Porzingis has got 20.
And when you rank stretch bigs, you have to place Porzingis toward the top of that list. This guy is a pure shooter at 7'3".
Now here's Durant. And he's currently averaging more than 26 points a game. Such a force.
Well, his team is up, and he's a big reason why. And it's a little easier to shoot when you know you've got an advantage on the scoreboard.
Here's Podziemski. Fader on the way. That one's in there. Pocket lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Kristaps Porzingis. Pass to Shepherd. To the wing on the left. Finney Smith kicks to Thompson. Offline with his 3. Golden State's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. And here is Moody. Golden State moving it around. Great open look there. Podziemski's got 5.
And they're hitting the long-range shots that they were missing in the first quarter, but still have ground to make up.
Thompson surveying the floor. Back to Durant. Over Moody. Muscling it in. Kevin Durant. And here's Melton. He'll bring it up for the Golden State Warriors. Inside. Here's Post. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
And they haven't worked it inside as much as they did earlier in the game. Now that they have the lead, they don't seem as determined to pound it down low.
And a late second-round pick, but Quentin Post showing he can contribute.
Yeah, Kevin, he's a true 7-footer, and he has proven he is more than comfortable shooting it from the three-point line. He is a proven NBA player.
And the Warriors making a change here. Santos is checked in. The free throw off from Post. And we've heard some coaches complaining about players getting away with traveling. Is that something, Greg, the league needs to clean up?
Well, it's inevitable that a few of those calls are going to be missed. But listen, you'd rather have that than officials whistling travel that didn't happen.
Green, he's checked in for the Warriors. Free throw good from Eason. Warriors trail by 9. Green with a screen on Thompson. Here's Podziemski. Gets himself open and drills it. Podziemski's got 7 points.
Yeah, field goal percentage above 50 now. Their offense is starting to show.
Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks a lot. The Warriors at last season's trade deadline swinging the deal for Jimmy Butler. Stephen Curry said him signing an extension is big. He's committed for this run. It creates expectations, which I love. We all thrive off of that energy and that kind of environment. We are up for the challenge. Guys, back to you.
They're clearly all in. Allie, we thank you very much. Here's Melton. After the made shot from KD. It's good. Green's got his second bucket.
And one thing about Draymond, he almost invites contact.
On Outside Durant. Smith sets the pick for Durant. A three-pointer, no good.
Well, you can't make them all, but I doubt the defense wants to give him that kind of look again.
Milton passes to Santos. Now, here's Moody. Nobody near Milton. Off target with his three.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
Smith kicks to KD. Out to the right wing. Eason passes to Capella. Back to Eason. A three. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Well, the defense needs to be better there. They gave way too much space.
Pass to Melton. Back to Podziemski. Melton feeling it out a bit. Rebound by Smith.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
And sometimes that's all you need to do to force that miss.
Pass to Thompson. Here's Capella. To the wing right side. Fires the 3. Offensive rebound. Tries again. Can't get it to go. He's taken 2 and missed 2. Here's Santos. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Here's Melton. And they'll get another chance. Moody with it. Outside, Green. 6 to shoot. Gets it to go. That one good for Melton.
He's going to force them to have to make adjustments. That's number 4 in terms of triples in the half.
Now here's Durant, defended by Moody. And here is Durant. 26 points for him. That one falls.
Well, unless the defense adjusts, I don't see any change here. He has flat out taken over this game with his scoring.
Now here's Melton. Back to Podziemski. Over Thompson. Misses the J after tricking the D with the nifty pass fake.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Pass to Eason. That's good, and it's KD with the assist.
3 points.
And now a 12-point Houston lead.
Well, after making 1 in the first quarter, he's now made 2 here in the second. Starting to get it going a little bit.
Now here's Melton. From downtown, rebounded by Capella. Rockets leading by 12. Durant kicks to Capella. Now Thompson. 23 points for him the last game against the Spurs in San Antonio.
But he also had an impact as a facilitator, generating offense for others.
Kevin Durant.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the 2-hand flush.
They're GOAT. And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for Houston. A grand total of 28 points for him in the game now. They have no answer for him defensively. Ellie, let's go to you courtside. What do you have for us?
Here with Coach Steve Kerr, your defense struggling to contain them in the first half. How do you remedy it?
We got to get back in transition. We got to make them feel us. You know, they're just running anything they want. We've got to at least disrupt the stuff they're trying to do.
Thank you, Coach.
Allie, thank you for that interview. And now we're at halftime. And we'll be back to bring you more basketball after this.
And as we welcome you to halftime, no other way to say it, an abysmal start for the Golden State Warriors.
They're getting destroyed inside. I'm pretty sure even Kenny could get a layup on them right now.
Shaq, I'd get a layup on you every time. You know what I'm saying? Like, my pick and roll game was just phenomenal.
And now, as the season winds down, a look at the Western Conference picture.
Well, looking at the Warriors, They're right around where we expected them to be at this point. Nothing to be ashamed of. They've had some great wins. And now they know exactly what they need to work on to become contenders next year.
That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back to Kevin Harlan for more hoops action.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
Well, through the first two, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
And this offense continues to find him in his sweet spots from deep.
We've got DeAnthony Melton. He's out there with Podziemski. Moody is out there with Green, and it's Santos in at the 4 spot. That's Steve Kerr's 5 as we get into the second half. Buries the long-range jumper. Podziemski's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Warriors. Now here's Durant. Thompson outside. And Thompson throws it down.
He's got rocket ship-like takeoff. Thompson can flat out fly.
Pass to Moody. Here's Podziemski. Melton with the ball. Pocket 6. Now Podziemski. Misses the 3, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Pass to Şengün. They double-team Şengün. Houston moving it around. KD with the bucket.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Here's Podziemski. He's got 10. Back to Melton. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Houston. Smith's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Durant for 3. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. Back to Podziemski. In the corner, it's Melton. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Houston leading by 16. Pass to Eason. Back to Durant. And the layup is good. KD's got 5 points now this quarter.
Third quarter off to a great start offensively. That's 3 of their first 4 they've made.
Now Moody. Now Melton trying to end the drought, and the Warriors miss again.
Well, it certainly hasn't been a smooth start after the break. Just 1 for 5 here to start the third.
And it's Thompson scoring on a gorgeous play. Thompson's got 6 points.
It helps that Thompson can score with either hand close to the bucket. Defenders can't force him to one side or the other.
And so Steve Kerr decides to call a timeout. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup.
And let's take a look now on Thompson's numbers.
He's been on a tremendous roll since the All-Star break, and he's in the top 10 in field goal percentage, really able to power his way to the bucket and finish through contact.
And back to what you said, top 5 in steals this year. Quick hands and great anticipation. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. And here is Moody. Still without a basket. Shot clock at 6. Here's Podziemski. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
Well, that's what you're trying to do offensively. Get a shot close to the rim.
And we see Brandon Podziemski. He's been a valuable player, Tim, since his first day in the NBA.
Yeah, Kevin, he's just the type of guy every team could use. He's a winner, high IQ, a hustle player who connects the game, and he can hit shots from deep.
Warriors trail by 18. Pass to Santos. Back to Podziemski. In the corner, it's Melton. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Houston. Şengün's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Back to KD. Here's Eason for the 3. The basket good off the assist from Durant. Eason's got 15.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
Pass to Santos. Green up on top. And it's Podziemski in the corner. From the arc. Şengün with the rebound. Şengün's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And Smith with the stuff.
And guys, we're going to see a lot of that from this young man. Smith right now beasting.
Podziemski with it. 12 points for him. Pass to Melton. And here is Green. Şengün covering. Shots good by Green.
Well, that's just an excellent job by Green as the screener. First he sets it, then gets the scoring opportunity.
Thompson passes to Şengün. Back to Thompson. Yep, that one goes. 8 points from Amen Thompson.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And they are just breaking the will of their opponent.
Here's Santos. Podziemski. A three-pointer is right on target. Podziemski's got 8 points in the quarter.
He's done a great job filling up the box score, but so far it just hasn't been enough. He needs help.
And some nice passing there by Houston. Thompson passes to Smith. Durant for 3. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And he got loose from the three-point range in the first half and showing signs here that he's still got the flow in the second.
Now, here's Moody. Scoreless thus far. Pass to Podziemski. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
Yeah, they've shown effort and aggression in the paint really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Supreme confidence. Smith really stretches the floor with his ability to shoot.
Here's Melton. Following the basket by Jabari Smith. Green with a screen on Thompson. Here's Podziemski. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. While we're in this quick break and out to the small forward position and the hottest shooters among them over the last month. 5th, Kevin Durant.
And that is such an efficient group offensively. That really is the best way to describe them. I mean, they never force anything and always wait for the right shot.
Not a lot of wasted motions here. These guys, for the most part, get their points within the flow of the game.
And the Warriors making a change here. Spencer's checked in. And the shot goes down.
Kevin Durant.
Durant's got 38 points.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Here's Spencer. 5 points in the game. Will it go? And that one drops. Spencer's got 7 points in the game. And it's Durant with the ball. He'll bring it up for Houston. They'll be playing host to Toronto for the next one. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. To the middle. And then Durant with the dunk.
Really like how Durant is playing tonight. Going for his. This guy is just so unreal.
The Warriors have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway. Pass to Moody for 3. It's rebounded by Şengün. Şengün's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. And it's Durant, that time on the assist by Şengün. Durant's got 15 points in just the second half. And it's the Warriors with the ball. Spencer, the pass to Green. Here's Santos, covered by Smith. Pass to Spencer. 6 on the shot clock. Green, the screen. Spencer's shot is off. Houston's gotten 12 of their points from long range in the third quarter, going 4 of 5 shooting. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Lethal from deep. Shepherd will hurt you from there.
They're really on their heels at this point.
Yeah, on both ends of the floor, Kevin. They've lost some confidence along the way.
Green, the pass to Spencer. Here's Melton. Green with a screen for Melton. Over Thompson. And the Warriors miss again.
Just hasn't been his night so far, and if he's unable to find his rhythm, this might be a long night for them.
Pass to Şengün. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
Assisted by
Thompson's got 6 assists now in the game. And here is Moody. Here's Santos. Now, here's Moody. He has yet to score. Pulls up. Kept alive.
All the energy is on the other side right now, and every miss just makes it worse.
Yeah, it's just time to settle everything down. Get high percentage looks, and then D up.
Here's Shepherd. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And smart play by Smith, using that build to get in there and just fight for the rebound and the finish.
Pass to Santos. 1:37 left in the third. They could use a bucket. Gets it to go. That one good for Melton. Melton's got 16. The Rocket shooting has been sensational. 75% for the game. Şengün with the screen for KD. Let's go. And it's Houston with another.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Pass to Moody. Here's Santos. Here's Spencer. 6 to shoot. From deep. It's rebounded by Şengün.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
When you're not at your best, it is great to have teammates who will pick up the slack.
Here's Green. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And a look at the toughness of Draymond. He took the hit, and he got it to go.
And from technical fouls, Tim, to flagrant fouls, it always seems like Draymond Green is walking that line and in the crosshairs.
Walking that line or stomping on that line. I don't know what, but it's where he seems to want to live. You love that competitive fire. You just have to make sure it doesn't cross the line where he hurts his team.
But don't you think he knows exactly what he's doing at all times?
He understands most officials don't want to give him that second technical, that's for sure.
Green taking his time here. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Warriors shooting 37% so far in the third quarter, and they're not satisfied with this lack of offensive execution. Now Podziemski. Right side Porzingis, and that one good. Porzingis has got 24.
I love the shot selection from him right now. He's not settling, and that's why he's shooting at a very high rate.
And so it's Houston, sitting pretty as the quarter comes to a close. Their lead all the way up there at 35 points. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We come back right after this. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Yeah, so impressive for a big guy to make a find like a guard.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Taking a look at the Rockets, they've got Clint Capella. Dorian Finney-Smith is out there with Green. Then there's Shepard, and it's Okogie in at the 2. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2. So, Tim, and I can see it in my mind's eye, you won that three-point contest back in '96. What's the key to success in that event in particular?
Oh, yeah, what a great night. And I think, Kevin, there's a few things. First,
take a break.
I just think you've got to have a short, compact release, because then you're not going to rush at the end to make sure you get all 25 balls up. But I also think part of it, for me, I got to shoot first after the warm-up introductions because I was still loose. I didn't have to sit there for 20 or 30 minutes during commercial breaks. I think that helped me win the title that night.
A little strategy. And so he makes both from the line. Tim, the NBA is always changing, but any predictions for the league that you kind of feel we're going to see around the corner?
Yeah, Kevin, I just think the influx and the impact of international players is going to be even stronger going forward. I think a lot of guys have seen the success that those players have had in the NBA, and hopefully it inspires even more great players internationally to want to play this great game.
And for a short time, you played overseas. You saw a lot of them firsthand.
I sure did, and I was in France well before the French influx really hit this league, but I knew then that was the goal.
Here's Okogie, following the basket by Kristaps Porzingis. Here's Okogie, got a hand on it. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Screen by Porzingis. Podziemski with it. Pass to post. Here's Spencer. And he's good on the 3-ball.
And great to see Porzingis share the ball. A great decision from the Latvian.
Rocket shooting has been just uncontainable, 72%. Outside, Green. Capella with a screen on Porzingis. Porzingis against Green. Here's Okogie. No good from the wing. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Pass to post. Golden State moving the ball around. This seems to be an era, Tim, of parity in the NBA, but some say there has been a lack of rivalries as well, kind of the culprit.
Well, I think it's tough to have rivalries as often now because you need some sort of a history in the postseason, and I just don't think we've had it. Kevin, also, I think it's because some of the stars have changed teams as frequently as they have, makes those rivalries less likely.
Can you think of the last real rivalry we've had in the postseason, even going to the finals?
I think it has to be Steph's Golden State Warriors and LeBron's Cleveland Cavaliers, 4 straight finals appearances.
Draymond Green, he's checked in for Quentin Post. Puts it up from 12, and good that time. Porzingis has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, he's certainly not the reason they're down. If they're going to grab the lead here, more guys are going to have to step up.
Green up on top. Guarded by Green. Green kicks to Finney-Smith. Back to Green. In the corner, Finney-Smith with it. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Pass to Pajemski. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Porzingis against Green. Richard. And a miss there on the triple. And so Green will bring it up for the Houston Rockets. Here's Okogie. Shoots the three. It's rebounded by Porzingis. Porzingis has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Pass to Spencer. Now Pajemski. Green inside. And that one, good.
Well, that's just sheer toughness right there by Draymond Green. What a finish through that contact.
Timeout called the Rockets. And GA, you look at all these great European players. Some saying that youth development in the U.S. could emulate aspects of what they're doing overseas in their systems.
Well, it's already going in that direction. Youngsters able to, in essence, go pro from their early teens. But the academies they've set up over there, they are, no doubt, intriguing.
On defense, Golden State. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Green with a screen for Shepherd. Pass to Green to end the drought. Hits the three-point bomb. Green's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Golden State's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Now Pajemski. He takes it in, and that one drops for him. Pajemski's got 10 points in just the second half.
Just good, aggressive drive from him that time. Found a hole in the D and went straight to the rim.
Here's Shepherd. He's defended by Pajemski.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
We all hear about AI in the workplace, and I don't mean Allen Iverson, although we could put him in the workplace. Great. Now, teams are using computers to break down the action.
Yeah, able to use camera tracking to assess credit and blame, right? So maybe the little things in winning plays that went unnoticed, they won't be overlooked much anymore.
Here's Green. The Warriors making the shot. And here's Melton. Pass to Santos. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Yeah, he gives up a few inches to most of his matchups, but his ability to rise above always gives him a chance.
Now here's Green. Shepherd, the pass to Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
Doesn't get any easier than this. Capella's work ethic is what allows him to get those dunks.
Melton kicks to Green. Now Pajemski. Pass to Santos. Traps in the tray. Santos has got 5 points now this quarter.
And all of a sudden, things finally coming together for them. The deficit's still large, but now not insurmountable.
And they seem to have found something out there. I like the confidence they're playing with.
And the dunk by Capella.
You know, he's smaller for the center position by NBA standard, but his leaping ability more than makes up for his lack of height.
Here's Pajemski. One thing we see sometimes, players opting to represent themselves when it comes to signing a contract. In other words, Tim, they don't have an agent. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think most players, Kevin, understand that the numbers are pretty set, particularly for the superstar. If you know you're going to get a supermax, why not keep more of what you make? Why pay an agent?
That's a good point.
It's been a quiet game for him to this point on the offensive end, but the team has still played well enough to hold the lead.
Green with the ball, and guarded by Capella. Pass to Podziemski. Just 5 to shoot. It's rebounded by Houston. Okogie, the pass to Shepard. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
He is coming alive here in the second half. That's a nice shot there, and now he is rolling.
Right wing, back to Podziemski. Green, the screen, three-pointer. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Capella's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Okogie, pass to Capella. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
Their accuracy in this one has just been on another level. I mean, the 3-ball keeps falling, and the defense just hasn't been able to run them off the line.
Well, they've really been aggressive in the painted area. When that ball goes inside, they are attacking.
So, Tim, when you played, you were one of the league's best sharpshooters. Did you ever look around and pick things up off of other guys you watch shoot the ball well?
No question. In fact, I learned a lot about how to move off the ball by watching other guys as I made my way through college and eventually became a pro. And even when I was in the league, I would study other players to pick up things on their footwork and how to get my release a little bit quicker.
Give me one player that you really studied hard.
Well, there's no question Del Curry was a guy I watched because he needed very little time to get that shot off coming off of his screen. And unfortunately, several times I got there late against him and learned my lesson.
Here's Melton after Jeff Green's bucket. Here's Green. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
He was bothered just enough to miss that shot. That's good work by the defense.
Capella with a screen on Melton. Here's Holiday, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And they just keep building out this lead. With each made basket, their confidence increases.
Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for the Rockets. Free throw, good, Holiday. Warriors have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. Now, here's Melton. Green with a screen for Melton. And the Warriors miss again.
Oh, he is off from deep. Maybe it's time to look for another option.
On the wing, Holiday. Pass to Finney-Smith. Lets the three fly. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Podziemski's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Now, here's Melton. Green deciding where to go with it. Now, Podziemski. Shot clock at 6. Back to Green. Moody, the bounce pass. And Santos gets it to go.
Love the assist. I mean, he knew exactly where that bounce pass had to be to create that opportunity.
Picked by Finney-Smith. Launches it. Podziemski grabs the board. The Warriors shooting 53% from the field in the fourth quarter. Can't ask for more than that from your offense.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Raptors.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And for the year now, they'll ramp up their win total to an even 40.
And they will walk out of here feeling really good about themselves today, guys. A big win over a conference foe they'd split their previous 2 games with.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance from Kevin Durant.
And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
And Finney Smith gets it to go.
An extremely unselfish player. Shepherd loves to get others involved and create for his teammates.
Down low. Pajemski with it. No good with the elbow jumper. Now Shepherd. Pass to Newton. Here's Shepherd. He's defended by Pajemski. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
Yeah, any thought of losing this game has been put to bed.
At the line for 1.
One shot.
And that one misses.
Well, Reed Shepherd's shooting consistency and on-court smarts give him a strong foundation as a player. But adapting to the league is never easy. It takes time and a lot of work.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Pajemski. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Here's Shepherd. So we see Houston taking the W here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
Now let's send it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline with our player of the game. Allie, take it away.
Katie, you were able to clamp down defensively as the game wore on. What was the key there?
Well, we stayed patient. We contested the shots. They hit some tough ones early on. And I think in the pick and roll, we made a solid adjustment. And we turned that around. Coach made a great adjustment, and we was able to get rebounds and go.
The patience was so important. It paid off. Thanks, Katie.
Terrific, Allie. Thanks. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Along with Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you once again for being with us here tonight on 2K Sports. And as we leave you, we give you our player of the game, Kevin Durant.